We're back, and I'm joined by someone who I've missed dearly.
Thanks, man.
My Choc.
It's been a little while, but
You're
talking about me.
Saw you like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm here with Choc and Rob, and they've been to a festival that I ain't, which I'm sure you've all watched by now. If you haven't, get off my podcast. And if you have, thank you. But we're going to talk about the Isle of Wight festival while Rob texts someone.
Literally looking at the Isle of Wight analytics.
Well, give us the analytics and tell the people at home what we're currently sat at. And they'll find out
107,000 views in 2 days, which is pretty good.
Pretty good,
That's tasty, that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying the channel's doing amazingly well, and it's a testament to everyone's hard work and non-stop grind.
Good pause.
Thank you.
All right, so Isle of Wight, where do you want to start? I want to hear all about it. Because, by the way, I've not heard about Isle of Wight. I've actively not asked anything. I've chosen to avoid it all so that I can hear it firsthand on this podcast for you, and you can see my reaction. Isn't that fun, eh? And if you don't think that's fun, get off my podcast.
You know what? It's kind of like when I did the download podcast.
That was the dumbest idea. Why the fuck did we have you on the download podcast?
Tell
us what happened at download, even though you weren't there.
Were you on the download podcast?
No,
this was last year.
Oh, last year. Right, I was going to say, because I won't have that shoddy organisation on my podcast
Dumbest
this year.
Idea
it was us with Vals, wasn't it? Was
yeah.
God,
fucking
that
stupid.
was funny. But where did we start? Yeah.
Where did you start?
Was it an early start we had to go to London.
Yeah, it was early start.
Yeah, we went to London, and then on the tube, and then to Portsmouth.
Mm-hmm.
I know the exact trip, don't you?
Yeah, and then straight
London
to
Victoria as well, and then you've got a tube to another London station, and then you got to get out.
Oh yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Victoria,
to be fair, getting there there were no issues. It was like straightforward. It was just a warm day, I think, if I remember.
The whole thing was flawless from getting up and getting on that first train to actually getting in the site and getting to the hotel and having the food and stuff. No, I think it was. Like,
not with Choc's involved.
No, do you know what?
No, we kept saying, didn't we? Like, this has gone too well.
It was going too well. We kept saying like, oh, there's gonna be something like when we get to the festival, something's really gonna go wrong. Something's got to do because it's too easy.
Because I'm terrible at bookings, like I'm terrible at like numbers and looking at data and trying to make sense of data.
Left and right as well.
Yeah, like, and it is that same part of the brain that I can't do my left and right. I can't do like, there's just some it's just
blocked off.
It's not like a life altering thing. It's just I'm a bit shit at some basic stuff. So like looking at dates and stuff, I get like a lot wrong and I can't really make sense of the numbers. And
have you accidentally been playing a lefty guitar all these years?
That's why it sounds like that. But normally Raz, who does all the admin and stuff and the kind of more office side of things, he books all the trips. So I don't really have to think about it. And like last year, I booked the car for Benicassim and I booked it for like the wrong date. It was non-refundable, and I booked like the wrong train because the wrong date again. So I just couldn't make sense of the numbers. And so I expected summer on this to fail because it was like 3 trains, physical tickets that you had, a ferry, and a hotel.
Isn't it weird that some trains just demand you get a physical ticket?
Yeah. I think we figured out.
Man,
I think it's when any one of the stations on the trip doesn't have infrastructure for
contactless
something.
It's gotta be.
Then it defaults the whole trip to those. So each of us had 6. Including a receipt, each of us had 7 physical train tickets.
It was so funny because
and none of them actually. I've said it was flawless.
None of them fucking worked.
This wasn't an issue, but not one of them worked.
Yeah, we literally got off at London, and just to exit the gate, they just weren't working. We constantly had to say to someone like, "Oh, sorry, here's the ticket." They'd look,
let me through, please.
Yeah, check it's all right, and then go, "Oh yeah, go through." And we thought maybe it's just a one-off. Happened on the underground every stop. Happened as soon as we got off, and I went, nah, it can't be. And then literally coming back, same problem. So we just gave up and started.
Might have been a problem with printer.
Well, we just started going over to the guys who were next to the gates and just showing and just instantly saying, they don't work, can you just let us through?
Fair enough.
We weren't going to try. What's going on there? New look.
What do you think?
Rocky Road.
You should put it through Septum.
God, that'd be awful.
Scary.
Big bull.
But yeah, other than that, nothing actually went wrong. We had a lovely time in the Isle of Wight pre-festival.
Well, we got on the ferry, didn't we? Which was like the novelty. I've been on a few ferries actually, but I've only been on one as an adult, which was when we went to Amsterdam.
Great ferry that. If you ever go into Amsterdam, get the ferry.
Yeah,
overnight.
ferry
it's
is
so
great.
sick.
If you've got the time, because it takes like 12 hours,
Yeah, it's a
versus
full
like a
overnight trip.
1 hour flight or whatever. But if you've got the time, it's a great novelty.
You'll get to
It's
enjoy
like a
your
night
rich,
out.
You get to enjoy rich teas with cheese as well.
And some entertainment.
The
Some
white-
entertainment
the
on
white
board.
man's cheese board.
God.
But so that was like a novelty, and it still was a novelty. It was like
too
7
short.
minutes.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like a couple of hours. It
Nah,
was
it's
7
well
minutes
quick.
or maybe 15
It's a
minutes.
really short distance. I think it's like a mile across.
Yeah, I
or
know.
something
We
like
were
that.
pointing and said, surely it's not just
You
over there.
can see it from the dock.
Literally, because Val's was like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
So we were looking at it. I was like, that's it over there. Like, there's nothing else it can be. It's
Yeah.
either that or it's going to take longer than 15 minutes. And he was like, that's not it. Like, that's just Portsmouth curling round.
Nah.
I tell you what was longer, the walk up the pier.
Yeah,
The
so
pier is just so fucking long there, man.
the
Which
Isle
pier?
of, the Isle of
Oh, the
Wight
Isle of
pier has it's the third longest pier
Oh,
in Europe.
Wow, what a claim to fame.
And
Rob
it's,
did a
and
wiki
it's
check.
and it's the oldest
yeah.
as well.
Really? I think Portsmouth is actually the oldest dockyard in the world.
Is it?
I believe so.
Another
been
fact
going
for you.
for it.
If I'm wrong, tell me.
Comment.
If
Comment.
not, stay quiet.
Get off the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It felt like it was a mile long. That
Yeah,
thing.
we were walking, and every I'd say 5 minutes, one of us would just go, "God, this is long," and you just look behind you, and it felt like you've travelled no distance at all.
Yeah.
Compared to when we were on the ferry, we were like, "Oh, surely it's going to take a bit longer."
it-
But we were just there. We were
It
just
was like
God.
on GTA 5 when you go all the way out to sea, and as far as you know, you're still going out from the map, but
Yeah,
there is not an invisible wall because you keep moving, but it doesn't actually move you anywhere.
Yeah, it just holds your location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the man who's
felt
walking
like
away
that.
and towards you.
like the man, like the quantum man. Yeah, Schrodinger's walk.
Schrodinger's.
Yeah, like that.
So you're on world's longest pier. So where'd you go after that?
Check in, didn't we?
Yeah, so we got off the pier, and then the distance from the pier to land was probably the same distance from land to the hotel.
Yeah.
What do you have to jump or something?
No, thankfully we didn't. but we walked up this high street, didn't we?
Yeah.
We it's like the main high street in what's the area called? It's not Newport. There's Newport, and then there's some Ride, I think it's called.
Ride does sound right.
Yeah, that's where we stayed, and we walked up the high street to get to the hotel. We stopped off at the Mountain Warehouse to buy because we hadn't bought airbeds. And
So
mine,
going to a festival.
mine came punctured, which was a bit
Yeah.
annoying. But
You're
didn't,
really unlucky with
We'll
that.
get into the puncturing later.
didn't know that until later. But yeah, went and checked in the hotel.
It was the only problem with that, and it's not an issue. It was just we got there, rang the bell, there were no reply, so rang the bell again.
This is the bell on the desk.
Yeah. And then it gets to about 10 minutes, and there's literally no one. And then literally maybe by the fourth or fifth time, this guy appeared and went, "Oh, sorry, didn't see you there."
Well,
And
he
we're
was
like,
showing another couple around,
yeah.
but he was proper over-indexing in information.
Yeah, he
because
was
they were going to the
trying
Isle of Wight
everything.
festival as well, and you could tell they were just being polite because he was doing a great job.
Yeah.
but he was just giving them every bit of information. He has every cafe on the island. He has every natural walk on the island. This is the one I like.
Is that?
A good host if you're 75.
But for people who were like us, who were just staying for the night
Yeah,
and
not asked.
going straight to the festival the next day, you just like, cheers.
I'm not here for history of Isle of Wight. I'm here for
Yeah,
a
and
festival.
And that's
mate.
what he was giving them,
He-
and we were quite good because we kind of made it. We didn't say it, and we certainly weren't rude, but
No, but
we made it kind of clear like we want to get this done as quickly as possible because we were starving. We wanted to go and
we
get
just
some
said
food.
we just said like about the bus, didn't we? Like where did we get the bus from to the thing? He said, yeah, the shuttle is literally round the corner. As soon as we heard that, we were like, yeah, cheers. Showed us to a room, checked in. Never been in a hotel where there's 2 TVs in the room.
Really?
Yeah, there wasn't
It was
there?
like me
I
and
don't
Rob
think
had a TV at the end of the bed, and then Varley on the other bed had a TV there as well. So at one point there was like the
We were
same
dual wielding, weren't
yeah, the
we?
same channel on 2
Babe
TVs,
station.
but one was a bit louder than the other.
What were we watching?
We were proper like, I don't know what the correct term is, but you know where you kind of like doom scroll on your phone, where you just scrolling like mindlessly.
channel surfing.
Channel
Yeah,
hop-
we were.
yeah,
Yeah,
channel hopping.
we were channel surfing, and we were just watching like awful, like daytime TV. You know the
Oh,
type
proper
of
BTV.
yeah shit that you were just like, why would you ever watch this?
Man, I used to love that
It
shit
was
when
something
I was
about
What the hell did we
Instagram.
watch?
It was something about Instagram.
Yeah, it was a document.
It-
Oh, it was
about
so
bull-
bollocks. It was like Channel 5 or Summit, maybe
Yeah.
Channel 4.
God,
probably
5's
Channel
so
5.
shit.
It was
Fuck
probably Channel
4,
5.
but Channel 5's so shit.
It was It was like a hit piece on
Instagram.
Instagram about how Instagram made this lass have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
And that's obviously an issue, of course, but like, I'm painting Instagram out to be the devil.
It was like it was using like very old, early Instagram stuff as well, and like one of the guys on it was like the creator of the hashtag or something.
Yeah, the inventor of the hashtag giving his testimonial.
And I was just like, what the fuck's going on
What's
here,
he
man?
got to do?
He's
with
got nothing to fucking do with it, mate.
it? You mean
was
like the
crazy.
symbol, not the use of a hashtag on a
No,
social
so
media?
the symbol existed for years,
Yeah.
and then the term and idea of a hashtag is the concept of tagging something
Yeah.
with a keyword by using a hash as an
Hashtag
identifier.
bestie.
So it's not. It'll be from like I don't know when it originates from, but it's certainly not Instagram, and it'll be way before Twitter as well.
Yeah.
But Twitter was the first time I saw it, but it's probably in code and stuff. It's probably
Yeah, it's
like
gotta be.
Yeah.
originates from like coding. But that was shy.
It was shit, but we went out for some drinks. We went out for some really good food actually.
Oh,
Where'd
it was
you go?
brilliant.
God, was it called Rodeo?
It was
I don't know.
called the Alamo.
the Alamo.
The Alamo. I've heard of that. The proper Alamo.
It wasn't the proper one.
It wasn't
Well,
the proper
I'd
one.
hope not. That were a long time ago.
We had a few recommendations because one of my good friends lives on the island, and one of the recommendations was closed, and then one didn't look that good. So we went to this Alamo, and it was Tex-Mex, which generally I hate really because it's
Texican and Mexo.
Texican and Mexo, the
Yeah,
very same.
The very same.
I don't know why it's Mexo.
It's quite Mexia,
Mexia.
Mexan.
Mexan and Texico.
Mexican.
There we go.
Um,
Fucking dumb.
normally that it's a bit kind of watered down. That like I love Mexican food, but like Tex-Mex is
Yeah,
like it
it's
reminds
kinda-
me like Chiquitos,
Yeah,
like
it's kind
proper
of like
shit.
Yeah.
pub type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
fully
steak
get it.
fajitas and
Yeah,
just like Mexican, but
westernized white man. Well, I mean Mexico's in the west anyway,
Yeah.
isn't it? But
yeah, but like white man westernized.
yeah,
it's
shit
just
basically
like-
is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. But for whatever reason, the food there was
Fucking excellent, wasn't it, man.
Like service were great. They were like the people running it were really friendly. Really
Remember what
like
you ordered?
I had the Texan burger.
Wow,
Yeah,
everything's bigger in Texan.
It was just really nice. Like you got to choose like any fillings for the burger, any sauces. Then you didn't have to pay extra for the sauces.
That sounds quite basic, really. That,
no,
doesn't
but it was like
it
the-
tasted great. Jake got like the full sharing platter to himself, so we
was-
got to
Of course he
try
did, big boy.
everything.
Yeah, he literally got that and he went, I don't know, should I change my mind? Nah, I'm
The
gonna get
stuffed
that.
jalapenos were nice. It was
Yeah.
just like
Ooh.
it was just good quality, like home food. Like it's obviously a small like one of one,
Yeah.
small non-chain thing, and they just did a banging job. I was mega impressed to the point where we almost went. We were
We were
flirting
gonna,
with the
yeah.
idea of going back.
But then
Turns out she didn't want you there.
Nah, sadly not.
then after that we walked maybe 3 minutes down the front to say, where should we go for a drink? Decided in Spoons.
Yep, obviously.
Like, there was only two. We were thinking like, what could we do while we're there? And we're like, oh, shall we go to all the Spoons that are here? Just two on the island. There's
that
just only
I mean,
two.
it is a small island, to be fair.
Yeah, and one of them was where we were, and we went, well, we're just going there.
Yeah, why not?
Us and Becky had the same idea because we were talking later on in the weekend about like, we were thinking, is there any extra video that we can get out of being on the Isle of Wight? And I think she'd thought the same. And we'd both thought like, what if we do like a Weatherspoons challenge on the Isle of Wight?
wow.
Like, because obviously she does that stuff, we do that.
Yeah, she copied us.
Just two of them, just
Yeah,
two.
just
spoons.
two. And I think the
That'd be
other
a
one,
terrible challenge.
and I think the other one is literally on the other
Yeah,
other
it is.
side
Yeah,
of
it's
the island.
23
I mean, you could
miles
make a
away.
challenge out of it by splitting into two teams, and both teams have to have every single item of food and drink on the menu.
God,
But why'd
Twice.
you have to be on Isle of Wight?
I know.
Because, you know, then you can take a nice little holiday, go camping, bike cliffs. You can go see
I said
the little theme park thing that's there. You can get on the historic railway. You can go see waterfalls. Can you tell I've been?
Yeah,
Maybe we should ask you what
Yeah.
the Isle of Wight's like.
but
We met a lad in Spoons,
yeah,
and he was a top boy. He was there with his wife,
lovely.
and he was like slightly older than us, maybe like 30, probably late 30s, so
Yeah.
a bit older than us. And he was like, "Yeah, I've just come from this festival. I've just been to this. Then I'm off to Muse. Then I'm off to Glasgow." And we were like, "Oh, same."
Good lineup.
You know, he talked for quite a long time,
A very long time.
Did he pause a lot in the middle of his sentences?
I'm trying to be as nice as possible because he was a nice lad.
He was a lovely lad.
But there was this funny moment where I just had to just be a knobhead. And I didn't want to be a knobhead, and I excused myself before saying it. But he'd brought up the fact that the only band that I've seen more than whoever we were talking about is Biffy Clyro, and I've seen them 32 times.
Good number.
And I was like, oh, mate, I'm so sorry to be this guy, but like, obviously you're into Biffy, so let's talk about Biffy. I've seen him 33 times.
Yeah.
How the fuck is Big Valley one more technique?
I truly have. I really have. And I was like,
funny.
I'm so sorry to say this because I used to know a guy who would do this all the time, and there's no worse.
Been
but
to 11 a reef.
it simply is true. And then we chatted about Biffy and stuff, and I always like chatting about Biffy with people. But I just thought, like,
so
even after
funny.
excusing myself and saying, I'm going to sound like a wanker here, I still felt afterwards, I hope he didn't think I was a wanker.
God,
He probably did.
Yeah, we're gonna say.
I don't think he did because we actually bumped into him at Glastonbury somehow and somewhere else, and we've exchanged pleasantries both times.
No, there you go.
Fair enough.
I'll
allow it.
The only thing I had was I was on while we were in that Spoons. I was like, yeah, let's get a bit fucked up. So I ordered 2 pitchers.
Pictures of what? Sex on Beach by any chance?
Yeah, there we go. And I was like, yeah, we'll all have them. But Robin Valls was so deep in chow with this guy. It's just me slowly just pouring myself another glass and drinking it and have another one. And I was like, well,
I kept trying to edge back to the table.
It was really like, because like I said, in the nicest way, he weren't a dickhead, or he was just like very deep in his conversation.
Yeah.
He was very passionate.
Yeah.
And he probably, we get to bounce off each other talking about this stuff all the time. Oh, we're off to 20 festivals. We're off to all these gigs.
Exactly.
He maybe doesn't get that much
with all
opportunity.
his friends and shit.
So he was really relishing it. And it was nice.
It was nice.
But I would have liked to have had some of that picture.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Do you have none?
Yeah, he had like one.
No, I didn't have any.
My bad.
We got a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
We went to another place.
Jockey might have got a little bit drunk.
Well, I would try my hardest, mate.
We went to a few places for drinks on the island, didn't we? We went to that place where we sat outdoors, which is just like a generic pub.
Yeah, I ordered a cocktail. I thought we were gonna start like getting a bit more drunk because we've just been having pints up until a point.
Yeah.
So I ordered a cocktail and I literally had to wait outside because they were like, "Oh, we'll bring it to you because it's gonna take a bit." So I just felt like such a fucking wanker.
Do they not know, like, the
because they
7-minute
came and
rule?
brought this little like fancy cocktail.
It was
and
really fancy looking.
Yeah, and everyone else is just there with fucking like Robin Valls there, just with a pint. I was like, God, I now look like a dickhead.
Yeah, you can't have cocktails everywhere you go.
No.
God, I miss Fire Pit for their cocktails.
Yeah, they used to do really good ones.
What was that one we always used to get?
With passion fruit in it.
No,
Yeah,
what was
yeah,
it
yeah.
called?
I can't remember.
Tallish glass, often like kind of curvaceous, like a lady.
Oh, BB Cooler.
That's
BB
the one, the
Cooler,
BB
that's it.
Cooler. BB Cooler and a pack of wings.
Yeah.
What a great night.
Yeah.
There was one night where I wasn't even showing off because it was just like us there. But
Still
like,
feel like you
I think we just got there and needed to catch up, and I ordered 10 BB coolers, and it was 50 quid.
Jesus.
And me and Raz literally like, because they come with a straw, and just one after other, whole thing.
They were so easy to drink as well.
They were lovely.
Just go for them.
Very good drinks.
They were nice.
What was this cocktail like? A big fancy one?
Oh, I can't even remember what I got. It was just whatever was like the first cocktail on this like little menu that had
Vodka
rum in it. I was just like
rum and coke.
I hope someone out there knows this menu so you can tell me what it is. 'cause
yeah,
that was vague as fuck.
mate. I can't even
From this
remember.
bar, I don't know where it is.
Wasn't it a strawberry daiquiri?
Oh, you might be right.
I
Yeah,
think it was
that
a
might be
daiquiri.
because I think that's what the issue were because they
You
were
know
like, oh, we have to.
Hell, it's warm, innit?
MB's got me on the daiquiris and they're quite nice.
They're gorgeous.
They are really.
I've
nice.
always been a mojito man, but that's a close second.
They scratch different itches, don't they?
Yeah,
I like both in equal measure.
yeah.
And that's about it from pre-festival, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we.
How was the hotel? How was the beds in the hotel? That's always a big one
You know
for
what?
me. The beds in
Fine.
the shower.
The shower were fine. The bed were fine.
It was all fine.
There was a fan in the room because obviously we're really fucking warm.
What were the name?
it was a guy from Wetherspoons.
Yeah, just
he came back.
I've been to actually
No, but it was
37
like-
Don Broco shows.
That were it. We just had a decent sleep. Got up and then
We had a really early night.
Yeah.
We were in bed for like 9:30.
it was
Wow.
mental. It was like
Mind you, I suppose at the moment in time with so many festivals going on, if you've got that opportunity,
It was almost like an
take it.
instruction, like we're off to bed
Yeah.
at 9:30.
Because at first, I think
You surprised me.
at first I was so against the idea because I was like, "Come on, we've got
You
like
wanted to get drunk.
I wanted to get drunk. I said, we're out drinking. We're in the Isle of Wight. We're never in the Isle of Wight. Why don't we just get on it?" And it was like, "Oh, no, let's just have the early night. It'll do us better tomorrow because then we can just be ready, fresh for everything that we need to do." And I were against it. But as soon as I think it got to like 10 o'clock, I was like, you know what? I am now tired, so I'm straight asleep.
Yeah.
So
Good, because I know you've got issues with sleep.
yeah. So after that, morning was pretty straightforward. We got up. Did we get food again, or did we go straight for the shuttle?
Straight to the festival, straight up to the bus.
We were worried because we're out on this bus stop, and everyone else there looked like they were just getting the bus to anywhere, not like the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, just normal Isle of Wight bus.
Until like two guys, I think, came to the bus stop, and then we were like, "Oh shit! All right, we're at the right thing." And then we heard, didn't the people behind us say
Yeah. So
something?
this is a proper old school Isle of Wight type of thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
We're at the bus stop, and there's two older people already at the bus stop. And imagine you're stood, and the road's in front of you, and you're stood.
Bus shelter.
The bus stop's there.
Yep,
So-
picturing it.
Yeah. For the listeners, just imagine.
Imagine.
So these people are stood on the left side of the bus stop, and we're stood on the right side of the bus stop.
Is the bus stop a sheltered bus
Sheltered,
stop or
yeah.
just a pole with a
It's a
flag on
shelter.
it?
No, it's a sheltered one.
Is it? Does it have seats? Is it glass fronted? Like,
It had
glass-
like
glass front.
and one little
bench.
thing.
like you won't know this, but like a Beeston terminus.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, right, got it.
So basically, old fogies on the left, we're on the right. Usually the other way, innit, in politics.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
But and the old people are getting upset about something that's not even happened yet and might not happen. They're concerned that if the bus stops short of the bus stop, the door of the bus will be on the right of the bus stop, and we'll get on the empty bus before them.
And they've been there.
And they
at
were there
least
first.
2 minutes before us.
Were they vocal about this?
Yeah.
Not to us,
You
but
could hear it.
there was two old people and like a middle-aged person, and they were both kind of saying to each other, they don't want that to happen.
And,
Or like, "Oh, I've been waiting longer
one of the problems, when I think, no offense to anyone who is old listening by chance, but I think they thought their inside voice of that conversation was like whispers. But
Yeah.
we would keep in mind, they were on the left side, we were on the right. We could just hear it, and you could hear it to the point where even when we're talking, as if I was talking like this, you could still hear like a little chirping behind you of like, "Oh, well, you know, we've been here a bit earlier than them, so it's gonna like if there's no seats to sit down." And I'm just like,
it was Isle of Wight's version of the people that live in northern Scotland on the NC 500.
Yeah.
Who were upset and bitter because once a year there's this big festival on. I know it brings all the riff-raff in, and
does.
you know that it's that kind of mentality.
I can understand it because if you've got a festival plonked on your doorstep that wasn't there when you were born,
Well, the first
maybe,
one,
but-
first one was in 1968.
so
Was it?
Yeah, it's the oldest music festival in the United Kingdom.
fucking hell, didn't know
So there is a chance that it was just plonked on their doorstep,
Yeah.
but I very much doubt.
I
that
think
was the
it
case
brings
with
a
them.
bunch of good for the Isle of Wight. So I don't know why they're
Oh,
really
of course, they're
complaining.
bringing money and tourism. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, it's the only fucking thing they
Yeah.
must have.
I know they've got.
He's got the rail. He's got the
so they've got
rail
the historic rail yard. They've got the theme park. They've got some beautiful waterfalls.
God,
Their waterfalls
You
ain't
should-
going to
you should,
generate much.
They've
got a
revenue,
pyramid.
They're not going to
you
generate
should
much
make
capital.
a leaflet for him. Send an email saying, "Let me make you a brochure."
I don't need to. That hotel owner's got it.
Yeah, he's
But-
got that
But
down.
bar that, we got on the bus and we got off exactly where we needed to. Normally,
And then
when
you get off bus as well.
No, well, normally you get off, if you're getting off the thing, it'll take you either into the festival where all the buses go, or you normally have to get off at a bus stop and then walk like
Yeah.
a mile or something around the corner to.
Aye, a truck festival special.
Yeah. So we got off, but we were told like, oh, it's just this gate we need to go to. And literally coming up to that bus stop, you see the sign for the gate, and we were like, oh, right, great. We just jump off here, just as if you were a normal resident getting off the bus.
Yeah.
Which were nice because then we didn't have to faff around and like trek to pick up the shit to go back into the festival. And then we the only problem we had was we had to wait, I think, like half an hour just for our like thing to pick up, because it was just like, oh, we're not giving
the wristbands.
Yeah, not giving wristbands for the time. And we were like, yeah, cool, we'll just sit here, and that's what we did. Had a nice little chill out.
Always welcome, in my opinion.
There was no shops anywhere.
No, you tell a lie. What was across from us?
Sorry, there was a pet shop.
There was a pet shop.
But there was no shops in probably what felt like at least a square mile. Maybe a couple of square
Premier
miles.
Inn, though.
I mean, the Isle of Wight
it.
is a very there's not a lot there.
But I thought
it's about
maybe
its beauty.
So there was a Premier Inn, and it was where the festival site was. I thought there might be like a newsagent or a petrol station.
I even thought
to get like a drink.
Where they sell what?
Petrol. I thought, get a drink and a bag of salt and vinegars.
But
I went on maps and I found the petrol station and I walked to it and it was just simply not there.
Just weren't there.
And I looked on the photos on Google Maps and I was like, it's there, like Texaco, that's where it's supposed to be. And then I swiped to the next photo and it was the same thing but a shell. So it's obviously just had the photos
over the years.
And then it's obviously not there anymore.
It's not
I think
there.
it was an MOT centre. Yeah. So we didn't eat for a little while until we actually got in.
And then when we got in, Jake got searched for definitely because of his fucking hair products and shit like that.
Got picked up by the drug dog.
Yeah, and at first I thought like the dog had just somehow tangled its way around, on the lead. Yeah. So it'll be like that.
I tell you what, that's something I've seen a lot this season. More drug dogs and a lot of people getting stopped. And I've witnessed it now quite a few times, which is unusual.
Maybe there's training more frequent to attend more festivals.
It's good. I'd welcome one at every gate.
Yeah, 100%.
But the funny thing was, well, it's not funny. The nice thing was the guy even said like, right, I'm going to give you one chance. This is before you took Jake to search. He was like, I'll give you one chance. Anything you got, just put it in that bag over there and you can go into the festival.
Enjoy your festival.
No issue. And Jake was like, well, that's fine, but I've got nothing on me. And he's like, all right, but I'm just saying, if we do now find something on you, you'll lose your chance to actually go into the festival.
Imagine Rob's planted a big kilo of coke in there.
Well, we were thinking this. We were like, what could he possibly have? What would he have been in contact with?
Does he have any hemp soap?
No.
Probably that.
There was a lad in RAF who had a drug dog. We were in basic training, and they found his hemp soap bar, and they obviously signalled. And he got taken away, and he came back so distraught. There must have been absolute cunts.
Oh yeah, because I can imagine they're not thinking, oh, it's hemp soap. They're probably thinking he's got a bit of something. But we were trying to think, what does Jake Varley own that's remotely something a drug dog would pick up? And I said it's got to be makeup or some hair product. It's got to be.
Yeah, but if it was
some coconutty weird.
But if it was, it'd be going off for loads of people.
Coconut isn't really a drug, is it?
Yeah, no. But the dog stopped Jake still.
I think dogs have really smart noses.
But it got it wrong because it stopped Jake.
Maybe there's just some residue on his bag or something from when he's been an absolute drug fiend, which he definitely is.
Maybe.
Jake.
That was a joke, by the way. Right.
Jake's gonna cut this now. He's gonna say it's not allowed. But
get told off again.
But then what was weird about the festival? It's a long festival, not in time.
And I like this.
Was it like 200 mile?
No, but it's obviously most festivals.
Full weekend.
It's spread out over a big site, isn't it? Well, here it was spread out, but
it's like a street.
Vertical.
It's like a street,
really,
all the way down. Yeah,
a wide street, maybe like a football pitch wide.
Yeah.
So like our street.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that
wide.
I was trying to think of something the viewers could relate to, like a football pitch wide, but just everything was on that street essentially from the main stage at the very end. It was, it wasn't that people had painted the picture that it was a bit of a trek to get everywhere. And
they've never been to Glasgow.
There was some times where, well, we hadn't, to be honest, but there was some times where we were yo-yoing back and forth 2 stages, and you could rack up the steps and get a bit tired. But it really wasn't even too bad.
Bar that and bar the co-op. I think I prefer the co-op if it was further inside.
Yeah, the co-op was outside of the
and I think that
arena, which makes sense. I guess it is at every festival, really.
But I think also if you're in general camping, I think that's great because it was just next to him. But for us, we had to fucking always walk all the way back up past the entrance and then come all the way back down. And then, like I said...
Yeah, we were in guest and...
Serves you right for being
No,
semi-famous.
we weren't going to be in guest. We weren't going to be in guest at all. But
it's a bit of a point of contention, really.
Yeah.
Like, guest is always better to stay in from your own comfort, well-being.
Yeah, like everybody would want to be in guest, I imagine, for comfort.
And if
the ease of
everyone
showers
was,
and
then
stuff
it'd
like
be
that.
toilets
great.
and showers.
You know, we showered every day.
Yeah.
We had a
God,
shit
you don't
on
do that,
porcelain
though.
every day.
Yeah. And they clean the toilets every day
You know,
as well.
It
which
was
really
nice, but what was annoying is
You don't get the choice.
Well, we did have the choice. This is what's annoying. We'd communicated between ourselves, or at least I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, that not only was it communicated, but there's an understanding that we don't camp in guest when we don't need to.
Yeah.
So with the understanding that we're not going to be in guest, I was like, right, we're camping in general. I'll leave my laptop at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost about 2 days worth of productive work by leaving my computer here. And only when we got the tickets and got into the site did Jake Varley then go, by the way, we need to camp in guest. I've got my laptop.
Yeah, and then there was a
And there was it wasn't heated, but you know,
there was a back and forth of like, why tell me now?
I was really pissed off.
Yeah.
And it's the thing of like, it's not so much that we're camping in guest, which makes the video less relatable, which is always my concern. But I took a massive compromise by leaving my computer so that when I get back from the Isle of Wight and just before like Glasgow or whatever was next, I've got loads of shit to catch up on. We had an 8-hour travel day each way. I could have got so much done on that train if I'd have just brought my laptop. But we'd said, let's camp in general. So I didn't bring the laptop. And for Vals to then whip that out,
it was like I was like watching mum and dad argue.
Yeah, I can already imagine how it were going down.
I could understand both sides. I could understand
but just tell me beforehand though.
Yeah.
But it was almost like it was deliberate. Like it's never going to fly with Rob that I want to camp in guest. So I'm going to bring my laptop and not tell him
until the last minute when there's no
until it's too late. And I'm maybe not.
Did he?
But
he didn't bring it out. He didn't pull it out once while we're on the train, did he? Going down. I don't know. And he does a lot, and he needs a laptop a lot, and like you know. But it was just we're going granular. I'm not really that upset about it, but I was at the time. At the time, you were annoyed, but it was fine.
Because what we did actually, and this would have been dumb, and I'm glad I didn't. But on the way down, I was so like frustrated that I'm just sat and I can't get any work done, that I almost bought a MacBook Air.
God, that'd have been dumb.
I was looking on Marketplace, like, what's the cheapest M1 MacBook Air?
God, that'd have been so dumb for you to do that, and then eventually it comes to me because mine's not working.
But he just kept saying, he was like, what do you think, Choc? Do you think I should get this? Do you think I should get this?
And I was like, right, okay, on Apple's website, like the new M2 MacBook Air, which is gorgeous, I could get that for like 800 quid.
Can I justify this?
That's too much though. So here's like a used one and the screen's not working. Can I get the screen fit? I wasn't trying to spend silly money, and I didn't buy anything because we couldn't afford it. No. But that's how much I really thought like, God, I wish I had my computer because I could reply to all the comments and I could do all the non-video editing stuff on an Air.
It's the same shit with us every single time, though. It's like we always do this. Like we leave out information, whether it's like intended or not. We leave out information, and if somebody doesn't ask, it's like, well, you didn't ask, and it's like, but if you knew, you should have told me.
There's
and
just little back and forths that happen sometimes, but they get sorted. That's the main thing. They get sorted, and this got sorted. It was frustrated,
but it only got sorted because it's not that big of an issue. We're not going to fall out over it. But it being sorted meant I was like double workload for 2 days.
Yeah, which I completely get for you. It's not completely fair for you. Then
so fuck you, Jake. All right?
Right, you're all nice to him last time. Everyone in comments now say fuck Jake Varley.
Anyway.
Don't do that actually, because a lot of people did say that, and I don't want him to get upset.
I was going to say, Jake's
but I'll also tell him the reason why. It's not because they've done it off their own back. It's because they've listened to the daddy.
Okay.
The daddy-o.
No.
Excellent.
Daddy of 5.
Daddy of 5. Fucking hell, let's get him on the podcast.
Imagine. Oh,
Daddy of Five was a...
fucked over his kids.
Hey, have I told you that someone's replied to want to be on the podcast?
No.
A guest.
No.
Hey,
Daddy of Five. Here he is.
It's a person that we've spoke about doing it before, and you said, yeah, they're interested. And then they blanked me.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're interested.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder why.
Hey.
yeah.
Cool.
Well,
very good.
I'm trying
well
to think.
done.
Careful. Might hurt yourself.
One of the things Guess was a little bit shit about was it was so quiet that first day because it was just us and one other tent. So normally you'd while you're setting up and shit, you can hear a bit of chirping around you, a bit of atmosphere and stuff like that.
Loads of birds.
And we were just there.
Yes, please.
We were just
Not
there
those
like,
kind.
right, there's nothing to do. Let's leave Guess because like no one else
And
was
I
there.
guess in that regard, it did hurt the video.
Yeah.
The video's great, and I'm happy with how it turned out.
It's obviously great. It's done really well.
But if you're camping in an empty campsite like Bingley Music Live,
God, that was shit.
You're
does
gonna
drain
miss
you.
out on that real
it
stuff.
It zaps you a bit.
and you're gonna miss out. You're not capturing the real deal,
No.
and that's what we want to do.
Fair. Yeah, you are fair in saying that.
Because it was dead. We were bored.
And
We
it-
had a nice time,
yeah.
but we were napping and having a picnic,
Yeah.
mate.
And what didn't help was we then we were like eventually got into the gear of let's go film, let's go see what everything is. We've got the full day.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that everything's closed on the Thursday. Like we got let into the arena early, and we were
Were you
like
letting on the Wednesday or the Thursday?
Thursday.
So Thursday's first day.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
bit like Leeds Fest where there's not really out there.
It's kind of because when we were in there, we were walking around and we we're going, God, everything's like closed. Like all the shops are closed still.
Oh, really? Even stalls?
People are just like the people running the stores are just kind of like either just setting up or sitting down and stuff.
The only thing
the
that was
stages-
open was that Retro Love tent,
Yeah,
which was sweltering.
it was so warm, man. They had like one entrance/exit, and then they had like a little area you could go to smoke, which was supposed to be like
This is a
smoking
massive
area.
tent, like a doghouse size.
And then they had
tent.
like two side doors that were just for staff that were behind the bars.
no aircon.
No aircon.
Red
and
hot day.
Big lights still on and smoke machines on in the day. And you go in there, and it just felt like you were in a sauna.
It was. It
It
was
was
too much for
fucking-
even
It
me.
It was like
It was-
that at Park Life, you know, in that stage where the
Yeah,
the stage
yeah,
went around
it
back
was.
and it was just a
Yeah.
sweat box.
It was just
It was too
mad.
hot for it was too hot for me, which is saying something because I can usually ride that out.
Yeah, you're like a lizard. You
But
do
I-
like sun.
Yeah, he feels cleaner in the
But
heat.
I had to
Licks his
get out of
eyeballs.
there. And then the only other thing that was open was
Your mum's legs.
was the old moot,
Yeah, old moot. But
which was great.
the problem with the old moot was there was a big queue every time you went past it. And I don't mean like a queue where it's like you stand there for like a minute and you're in. It
slam
was
dunk
like,
queue.
well, no, it was less than that, but it was like you stood there for like 10 minutes waiting for essentially a guy who wasn't even checking who was coming in and out. He just kind of like looked behind, looked obviously at his little clicker.
like a
and then-
one in, one out thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at certain points you just realize he just didn't care because at one point it was like one in, one out, one in, one out, and then one person left, and then he let on like 8 people. So I was like, at that point, I think he just didn't care, and we went in, and it was good.
It was live karaoke in there.
Yeah,
I do like karaoke.
Yeah, it was.
I don't like doing it when I'm not drunk.
Oh, I couldn't dream of it.
That didn't start till like later on. We saw the lottery winners just before it, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We saw the lottery
did.
winners because I think there was like 4 acts on the Thursday you could see.
Yeah.
And lottery winners were one of them. And I was like, well, we'll go see them. It'll be good. Went. It was great. I was buzzing. I think we were all buzzing for them. They were buzzing to be on TV. The crowd were fucking like jumping along and proper interacting. So we had a great time there. It gave us a bit of morale,
Yeah,
bit of a
it did.
boost because obviously we'd been
Love the lottery winners.
a bit of a struggle
Yeah.
to just kind of find our pace in that day. And then after that's when we went to the old moot.
Yeah, I
and
forgot about
the live karaoke band fucking were phenomenal, man.
Was it as good as barioke?
It much better.
Way better.
Much better.
Karaoke's like
A novelty.
just a novelty in it,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
this was
They were
music.
great.
Like like session musicians are always just like the best at their instruments.
Like a karaoke, Chicago karaoke.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was a good
In it,
karaoke.
and what was funny is the host was really fucking good at like getting everyone like in a good mood. He weren't like someone who just goes, "Oh yeah, give it up for Susan. Susan's coming on the mic. He actually had a good laugh with everyone.
good.
And he was like, he found out we were like from Sheffield because he was like, oh, give it up to
The Thieves.
Paul, our guitarist who's travelled all the way from Sheffield today and he missed his train, all these things. And we would go, yeah, Yorkshire. Typical
We were
Yorkshire
beefing
shit.
with so we were stood in the marquees at the side,
Yeah.
like, because he'd encouraged people to get up in them.
As if they have YouTubers that big there.
Marquees was there, Linus was there, Unbox Therapy. And
Couldn't
we
wait
were
for that
we were
review.
kind of rivaling with the other side. One was shouting
there
about
was
Yorkshire.
there was one guy who was going like boo to us. So throughout the full thing, we
he
were
was
just
getting
like,
the old
we were just
V's, wasn't he?
yeah.
But it was all in good spirits.
Yeah, we were seeing if we got drunk enough, we were like, oh, shall we just go and join and do some Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
But then we were like, oh, it's late, and then it closed off. It was like another early night, weren't it?
It was. Everything closed at 11. Something else about the karaoke is they were giving out tambourines. And I guess that you can play any instrument any way you want.
Yeah.
But it's my understanding that there is a certain way to play a tambourine where you got to hit it with kind of like this bit of your hand.
Yeah.
Or shake it.
Or shake it, or ideally a combination of both.
But what you definitely don't do is roll it on the ground on the spinny bits.
You don't play it like
Because they're not
bongo.
wheels.
That's right.
Yeah.
But this guy was slapping it like it was his missus, and they were into like kinky sex.
Wife beater on.
Maybe
Stella in hand.
maybe he's just trying to flaunt his skills and pull.
Maybe, but when it's next to my eardrum,
It was.
it was like a fucking 1,000
Crash
decibels.
cymbal.
There was a lad
God.
who did a really bad Metallica cover.
Yeah, he did.
It was like he didn't.
Why
know the words.
choose the song?
He grabbed the mic and he was like speaking to the guy.
It was
not into the
Enter
mic.
Sandman.
And he was really like, he looked a bit fucked, but he looked kind of like confident, like this is my jam. I know what I'm doing. And it started, and it was so fucking bad. Wrong lyrics,
All out of time.
all out of time. The band was amped to save
Band
it.
was,
multiple
they
times.
were adapting in real time
Yeah.
to like when
Really?
he'd sing like something like half a bar too early and then stay half a bar off. They'd then cut that
yeah.
out and then the guy who was running it had to keep coming in and
and
pointing
moving.
on the iPad to whereabouts on the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
he
also
is.
like swipe on the thing to go to the next lot of lyrics because he just kept wandering about.
Oh,
And
so,
that-
so
and-
if you're doing it, do you have to swipe yourself on the iPod?
Yeah.
I think it auto scrolls.
auto-
God, that's
scrolls,
some
yeah.
cheap ass fucking karaoke.
It must auto scroll.
Yeah, because I think everyone else were pretty much fine.
But you know, that is part of the fun of karaoke. I'm not saying like you should get it perfect. Like
It's better
that
when
is-
it's a
that is
bit
the
of a
fun.
shit show,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Because when you go,
But it's interesting that they choose the song that they didn't know very well. Like they must be really. I guess
he
they've
was
just got
acting
confidence
so
that I
bad.
don't have.
Maybe they didn't have many Metallica songs and
I-
they just chose the one
No,
that
I
he knew.
tell
The
you-
fucking biggest hit they've ever had.
Listen, he was just fucked. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
Looking
do you
at
know
him,
what?
I
Yeah.
was like, he's got too much confidence to not be fucked.
That's a fair point, man.
But other than that, we had a nice end to the night, but it was an early one, and then it was a nice and early start for the Friday for
And
the co-op.
For some reason, we decided to just do Top Gear parody all weekend.
Yeah, I don't know why that came out. It was you. Did you or did you not say?
I think I
something
said,
like,
"God, I'm hammered."
Richard
hammered.
and we all
You do
creased,
kind of look like him.
And then someone came up with James Gay.
and then Jeremy Bumber Clarkson.
Yeah.
which is
which was-
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we were laughing to ourselves about that walking around the festival.
And I was a bit, I mean, maybe like 5% anxious about putting the video out because the word Bumberclap, I don't know enough about it. And I know
was
it's,
like, it's just.
I
like
know it's patois.
Fucking yeah,
What's patois?
it's
Patois.
like It's Jamaican.
Alright.
dialect.
Yeah. It's like English,
Yeah,
but with
Jamaicanized.
fully, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's what my granddad speaks.
so a lot of people can understand it, but not speak it.
Yeah,
Like I can understand it.
yeah.
To a
but
degree,
you
you
don't
could.
know what every phrase they're saying is.
So
what
I'm
it's in
here
reference
like
to.
Googling like, can a white person say Bumberclap?
And I'm
then
saying-
Mary's telling me, like, I text Mary, like, what do you think about us saying this word? Mary's like, oh, Liam Gallagher says it all the time. I'm like, cool, right, that's fine. I'm on Reddit, like, I'm on YouTube, like,
I'm
watching.
literally saying to him constantly, I said, it's fine, mate, it's fine. He said, I just need to triple check this, man, because I know you're saying this, but I need to
And
really
I was-
check.
If you got the naughty word pass off
I was like,
Jamaican
I was
heritage.
so
Exactly.
close to just reaching out to some of my other black mates in my kind of, not in my inner circle, but in my slightly outer circle,
A triple check.
That'd have been a weird question to get.
who
wouldn't it?
don't have
Starting
like,
nowhere.
who don't have an investment in the channel.
Yeah, so they
and
tell you
saying
how
like,
it is.
look, tell me.
Would you be pissed off if I said this?
And not just black mates I've got with Jamaican heritage
Yeah.
specifically. And then I was like, okay. And I didn't reach out because I was like, I can't do that. And I was going to tweet it, and I had it typed into Twitter like 3 times, ready to send like, but like that's the worst place to ask it, because I was like,
Yeah.
genuinely, like I'm asking for educational purposes,
you know
for,
you're just gonna get
to improve
dragged.
my own
gonna get
understanding.
dragged by
Can I
someone.
say this bumberclat? And
Sounds like you can, and now you can't stop saying it.
It literally just
hey,
means
hear me now.
menstrual
Hear
pad,
me
man.
now. Right.
It's like it's literally not even that bad.
I know it's not, but because it's a word that's not from my dialect, and
Yeah.
you cannot be too careful.
I was trying to say to you, I was like, look, like I've heard it a lot over the years. I was like, I've never heard anyone getting
But this
shit for it.
is the. I'm not really like super worried about that stuff, but this is the one time where I was a bit unsure.
Which is, you know what? I think it shows you in the right place, because you were still then like, even though I'm being told, I want to be personally myself 100% certain.
Yeah.
And that's like, something that's great.
So
because-
when the vid came out 2 days ago, we were at Transmit, and I was checking the comments to see like, right, if there's going to be anything that kicks off here, I need to be on hand to remedy it.
Uh-huh.
We've got like maybe 1,000 comments. Not one single person has called it out.
I'm going to create loads of fake accounts now.
That's it.
Perfect, mate. It's
After this
engagement.
podcast, it's just everyone starts like, hear me now. Bumper
Hear
clap.
me now.
But yeah, I mean, it's because the thing is, like, I guess if it was a bad word,
You'd probably
where would I have been able to get like safe information about that? Because the internet wouldn't have been it. Because I would have just got dragged. If it was a
I mean,
bad
it
word,
would
and
literally-
you were just wrong, and obviously you're not. But like,
Like
where
asking
would
Twitter would have been the worst.
it would, wouldn't
it
it?
would literally, you'd have to speak to someone with a full history of the Patchwork dialect.
Just
for
ringing
yourself.
up the Jamaican consulate.
calling up someone who's got a master's in speaking. and there you go. There's your answer.
I don't think the Masters in Jamaican has anything to do with the word bumperclat.
Well, he'd be speaking to the highest regard of professional to find out. But that, like I said, I weren't gonna.
But the Top Gear thing was so funny though.
Yeah, to us it was funny, and I'm glad that we could just do all that, because it would have not worked without the Jeremy Clarkson, Bumba Clarkson joke.
That is very
Because
funny.
what else we was like? You have to think like, what else can you put for Clarkson? That's
Yeah, it's
another
hard.
disc, because
It
you
was
had
a real moment of genius.
You could have gone with Kelly Clarkson.
yeah, but he was
I'm
already Richard Hammond.
True.
He said Richard Hammond. That's what started it all, and that's where we were like, cool, we're gonna just do this, and we were just like every 5 minutes just going,
Yes, power and across the line.
Hammond,
baby Jesus.
baby Jesus.
The baby Jesus.
Yeah, we're good.
That's not me doing it wrong, by the way, and that's a piss take of when we were younger.
Sounds like you did it wrong.
So
Shut up.
we went to then get some strawberries from the co-op every fucking morning. I don't know why it started like that. We went to just check the co-op.
Hey, 25 a day, mate. Like,
Yeah, but normally
good
we
idea.
The amount
think about
we-
how many co-ops we go to at a festival. in a
Won
year.
a festival.
All right, one a festival, depending if it's there or not. Yeah, we normally.
There's not one there.
That's a real
It is
big
dependency.
a big impact, isn't it?
Yeah,
If there's not one
if
there,
there's not one there, you're not going, are you?
but it's very unlikely.
Think of how many co-ops I've been to
All
at
right.
festivals that didn't have
For
them.
the last, we don't normally get fruit when we're there. We're normally getting a meal deal and booze and crisp.
Which is the British
But
way.
these strawberries look so enticing that we just all got a box, and I'm going to keep saying box because someone did agree with Jake Volley. It was like a
Pummit.
pummit, whatever. Fuck
What,
off.
the little plastic tray thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fucking boxing.
Yeah,
box.
just call it.
Yeah.
If it's fucking quacks like a duck,
Yeah,
walks
exactly.
like a duck, it's a duck, innit?
Exactly.
You heard me?
So we got the strawberries, and they were so nice, man.
Yeah.
They were so refreshing. It's like, when you're super dehydrated and you get the ice cold bottle of water, and it's nice bottle of
Oh,
water.
I love that because you can feel it going all the way down.
It was like having that was just like, instantly felt ready to get on with the fucking day.
They're a bit sticky though. I find like they get a bit messy quickly.
Well,
the
worst is if you bite into one and it just does a little drop of red, and if you're like me wearing a white shirt, the red just goes instantly on it. And
you are terrible at getting stuff on your shirt as well.
I'm a messy guy, man. I'm a messy guy.
Did you get any strawberry on you then?
Yeah.
Of course. You did.
First time.
Silly fuck.
First bite and a little drop came off my.
The first one.
Yeah, and I was like, well,
it's such a vivid red in it. Even like a milliliter of strawberry juice is visible from fucking space.
As soon as it were on there, all I could think about was Shaun of the Dead. You've got red on you. All the time I looked at it and went like, you got red on you. To myself. And I was like...
You're just constantly dissing yourself.
Yeah,
red.
I was like, well, it is what it is. Now it's there.
I'd love a Shaun of the Dead too, but Simon Pegg's, I saw him over there just shooting it down.
Well, that's about me, you two, and Paddy does it.
Yeah, we'll message Paddy and we'll say...
Is Paddy in it?
No, I don't believe he will.
Oh,
yeah.
He might have had...
it could be one of those straight to DVDs.
He might have had a small part, but he won't want it mains.
He's in World's End.
Yeah.
He's in Hot Fuzz, and he's in... Oh my
Game
God.
of Thrones.
Well, yeah, but he's also in like 2 other iconic fucking things with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Well, he's not in Spaced. I know that much.
Well, you know, Rob can have a Google and a wiki.
Paddy, if you're watching this, let us know what you're in.
A band.
Because he's forgot, not me.
You
It's
don't know.
annoying because his band played the Broodnell the other day.
I know.
While we're at a festival.
I would fucking love to have gone.
Riding the Low for anybody who wants to know.
Give him a listen.
I'd love to have seen that.
Wow.
Danny went to that gig.
Did she?
Yeah.
It seems everyone I fucking know from Leeds went to that gig.
Well, because Paddy's there, man. He's the king.
Yeah, he is.
What a guy.
He is a great guy. While he's, scrolling, I'm going to try and fill in what we did that Friday morning after the co-op.
I don't think he is in Shaun of the Dead. I've not seen Shaun of the Dead. I don't watch films.
I don't remember him
We're not
being
getting into that.
I
That'll be
don't
another
watch
conversation.
films.
Not even the iconic ones, man.
He's terrible. Like, he don't watch some of the
You're
best
just
films
as bad
ever
as
made.
Hannah.
He's never seen the film
I made
Hackers.
Hannah go through a list of films that I said if you've not seen, then you've got a problem.
You had a punch
And
for
there's
each one.
There was 48 on that list.
Films are shit.
Nah, you're wrong.
What's on that screen now?
Huh?
What is that shit?
I didn't put it on.
Kevin,
No, I know.
Kevin, what's his face?
Kevin Hart, yeah.
Right.
Kevin Hart.
Fucking, what was it earlier? Get him to the Greek.
That's a good
alright
film.
film,
It's
that.
fucking nonsense.
I
man.
watched it.
Do you
in a
know
few
what?
years.
You know, I went to the cinema with my first girlfriend to see that.
Really?
Yeah,
And how was that interaction? Heartbreaking.
probably. Yeah,
Was that
I probably got shouted at.
Was that the first movie you ever went on a date to see?
No. The first movie I went on a date to see was with the same girl, and it was a film called Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, great film.
It's pretty good. That.
And that's up there with Get Him to the Greek. Literally, I'm pretty sure it's made by the same
No,
people.
it's like that.
It's got a reference to Forgetting Sarah Marshall in it.
There's a name for like that collective of actors, isn't there? That
Yeah,
all
'cause
work
they're
together.
all in like
Steven Seagal's mate.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that because you've got it used to be like James.
Is it called the
Franco
Frat
shit.
Pack? It's called the Frat Pack,
Maybe.
innit? It's
Something
like
like that.
all them lot and Vince Vaughn
It's
and
Seth.
Rogen. Yeah, I'm
Seth
pretty sure he's in.
Rogen. Yeah, James Franco.
basically the good actors of
Yeah.
of that kind of thing.
What about you? Do you have a first date movie thing your first ever movie that you saw on a date?
First ever movie. I can't remember for the life of me. I know I went to see the first Harry Potter. In
You were
cinema.
dating a lot younger than me.
Yeah,
I mean the first
He
Harry
is younger
Potter.
than us though.
The
So.
first Harry Potter came out in 2000 or 2001. So if you were dating at that age,
No, but he said
Definitely.
the first film,
but-
I went on a date. It might
That's what I
have
meant.
been.
that's what you said.
No, he said, and then he said, or just first film.
No, I didn't say. I just.
It might have been. I'm trying to think.
You put the words right into my mouth.
I can't remember, man. I honestly can't. I once took a girl to see one of the X-Men films, and at the end of it, she was like, "Oh,
She fell back in love with him and they got back together.
yeah." She was.
Damn you, the X-Man.
I don't think he meant the movie.
Obviously,
that's what I mean.
I think it might have been one of the, maybe the third one, and she was just like, "Is it a bad time to say I've never seen any of them?" I was like,
What, at the end of the movie? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
"But I was like,
And
oh.
you're a liar because you've just watched the third one, you fucking...
No,
Duplicitous.
but she hadn't finished it because the credits were still going. So until then,
so you've watched all the frames.
that's it.
Mine were Borat.
Great choice.
Yeah, action, mate. Saying that.
Brilliant film.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my dad picked me up afterwards.
Go on.
Raging
I
on.
gave her a kiss at the bus stop. It was, I felt like Johnny Big Potatoes.
Bet you did.
That was just last month.
You'll never get this. You'll never get this.
What? Right.
Last month.
We are completely off topic here.
Yeah, where do we... Right, you've had your strawberries.
What did we see Friday daytime? Because I'm really...
Arctic. No, the real Slim Shady.
No, but before that was Sophie Ellis Baxter.
Sophie Ellis Baxter.
That's the one.
Scouting for Girls.
No, Scouting for Girls weren't Friday.
Are these all like tributes?
No. The tributes were...
So Eminem were there?
No, that was a tribute.
So let's just... you know what? Let's skip to him quickly because...
Well, we
was
say
the
that. Like,
worst
what else was going on?
We went on the waltzers, I think.
Yeah, I hate the waltzers.
We went into a weird
The waltzers were great. But I went on... The waltzers were good. And then me and you went on that big ride that spins around.
It is a very big ride.
And it fucked my back. And then Becky was like...
I have to go on it as a dare.
Someone dared her to go on it.
Me.
Thank you. And then she needed someone to go on it with. So I went on with her. And it just fucked my back again. And then my back's only just got better.
Well, you could have just said, nah.
Yeah, could have.
Sorry, mate.
No, my
Sorry.
back hurts.
She asked me to go on with her. I'm going to go on with her.
What he's saying there.
She got us into the Isle of Wight.
Oh, you've got more subscribers than me. I'll do anything you say.
Please.
But we when we found out on the lineup there was a bunch of tribute acts.
I was buzzing.
Yeah, I think I was really looking forward to it because I think tribute acts can either be amazing, or they can just crash and burn in front of you.
It's always entertaining, though, isn't it? Either way, you can't lose with a tribute act.
And we found out the real Slim Shady was playing twice while we were there, so we said maybe he's really good because he's on twice. And we left old Sophie at the main stage. He was doing a great show. She, we're having a good time.
She is, not to cheapen things,
wonderful and gorgeous.
She is an absolutely stunning woman.
She is.
I don't know what she looks
I've
like.
had a crush on her since I first seen her at Party in the Park.
I bet you were one of the many you were watching her during lockdown in a kitchen.
I wasn't.
I'm like that
Fake.
with Mel C, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Mel C was there, I think.
No,
that was Glasgow, wasn't it?
Like I said,
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
listen
think
to
everyone has.
I
like
liked.
that.
I mean, I didn't really like any of Spice Girls, but if I had to pick one, it would have been Baby Spice, and I'm sure there's a joke in there. If you want to comment it down below,
make it safe for work, though.
Safe for work.
Don't want to get demonetized.
We left to see the real Slim Shady, and Rob particularly was really buzzed about this because you love Eminem more than anyone I know. You really love Eminem.
Yeah, he's. I grew up listening to Eminem.
the goat for you,
as did most people my age who like rap.
Careful, you big schnoz. Then fucking. But he came out. You could tell it because I can't without having a bit of a giggle here because it was an interesting one.
Why?
I didn't want to slate him too hard on the vlog because I have a responsibility to, like, if someone's not doing anything wrong, as in like bad, as in like something they shouldn't be doing, I never want to like
pull someone down. Someone.
I don't want to. Negativity just breeds more negativity.
Exactly.
And I would hate for that lad to see that vid of us saying,
and then instantly be like,
I can't
I'm
do it
gonna
anymore.
quit.
Which
I'm
is
not gonna do it.
probably giving us too much credit there, 'cause I'm
100%.
sure he wouldn't. But there is always a chance. You know, it will be the most viewed Isle of Wight video on the platform. I almost guarantee it, aside from like Pro Shot.
And Becky's.
Ours will get more than Becky's.
You heard it.
Well, if you're watching this, Becky, step up.
With
again.
love, of course. With love.
No, with him.
But your fighting gloves on.
She'd batter him.
But now we're on the
She's
podcast.
Welsh.
Now we're on the podcast.
You can at least speak.
I've got to say it was whack.
It was the train wreck.
Eminem is so many like young white kids can rap Eminem.
Yeah.
And because so many can do it incredibly well. I've seen people spitting like Godzilla, which is one of his fastest ones, like no problem. I can do Rap God pretty convincingly.
I'm not sure about that one, but
Godzilla's like twice as fast as Rap God, and I've seen people do it no problem. This lad could barely make it through like Without Me, without losing track, and the flow was off. The kind of what's the word where you pronounce a certain syllable with like it's the main syllable in the word, like the emphasis. Of the word was in the wrong place, and it was just really bad.
The best way I could describe it, it was like one of your friends doing karaoke, and it was Eminem, and you're all singing along with him, and yeah, he knows the words, but it's not Eminem. Yeah. Or it was as if it felt like it was someone's son from someone who was at that festival who was like quite high up, had gone, I've got a thing for you. I can get you on there. What do you know what you can do? Oh, Eminem. We'll get you as a tribute act.
But like singing is a talent, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a natural talent. Sometimes it's a learned talent. I can't do it. Playing a guitar is a talent. Playing the drums or bass or any instrument is a talent. Rapping is a talent because you have to write it and you have to do the flow.
And the flow and everything else.
I don't really think rapping to someone else's rap in your own voice is a talent.
No, I think...
And it just wasn't entertaining. No. It just wasn't, because everyone else in that tent with no musical fucking talent necessarily. I'm sure some people did, but everyone in there could have never... Anyone could have done that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whereas you could say, like, well, anyone could be in the Arctic Junkies. Yeah, but you'd have to learn the guitar, and you'd have to know how to sing, or you'd have to play the drums
and everything else. Yeah.
But anyone in that tent could have done that Eminem thing. Anyone.
Yeah, it was like
you could have swapped that with literally anyone else who likes Eminem.
We just kept joking and saying, like, it did feel like just getting one of us up there with enough confidence.
Sure, like, Robert would love to.
The thing
literally,
is,
like that's the thing that I commend him for. Like, I certainly don't have the confidence, but the app bigged him up so big.
Yeah, we saw that he had 2 slots. So I'm thinking, like, he's got to be a really good, like, doing a really good act of Eminem.
Yeah.
And like I said, props to the guy. He can do something that I'm sure none of us here would ever do. And he's got the confidence. And like I said, yeah, he knew the words and stuff like that. But I was under the impression I was going to go see someone, and I thought he was going to maybe look the part as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't look the part. He could have come out with like the wife beater on or the blonde hair,
with the chains and stuff like that, and also like do the antics and stuff like that. And he just like, it just really wasn't that. And I think we all just realized, like, oh, maybe this is setting the scene for the rest of the tribute stuff.
The real Slim Shady is the one and only true Eminem tribute, bringing you one of the best rappers to grace the planet. With a vibrant personality and repertoire of tracks to indulge the audience with, Slim, as in this guy, will make sure you aren't disappointed. He'll play all your old favourites to sing along and dance to. It's a true rap experience that you won't see anywhere else. Categorically
that
incorrect.
Does sound good.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh my God, he's going to come out. There might be like a hype man. There might be, he might look the part. He just didn't have any of the package. Yeah. Just didn't have any. If it was on Britain's Got Talent, it would have got whatever the bad thing is immediately from all of them.
Yeah, but like I said, I think I'm trying. The best way is we're trying not to be so negative about it. But like, you have to understand, for us, you go in, we were so excited, and when you get hit with the complete opposite of what you're expecting, it's just so awkward to like be there, because we were around people that were, to his credit, people were singing along with him. People were there watching him.
Yeah, but are they from Isle of Wight? 'Cause you know what they say about people
like,
from Isle of Wight.
This is what I'm saying. Like, but for me, I was like, I feel like I'm at someone's birthday party, and he's just got the microphone and gone, "Yo, I'm gonna do Eminem for you. I'm gonna do Eminem."
And again, didn't want to drag him too hard in the vid. Wanted to give a real portrayal, but didn't want to say everything that I've just kind of said on the big video, because I would hate for him to be discouraged.
I'm sure he's not. Like I said, I'm sure he's going, who the fuck do you think you are? You guys can't do it. And to that, he is absolutely right. I wouldn't even come 1% close to what he's doing. But I'm just saying, we went expecting the real Slim Shady, and we kind of got, my name is Earl and a half. That's what we kind of got.
Let's move on from the real Slim anyway. He's received a real fucking...
I know.
I feel like we're the ICP sat here dissing Eminem.
Who else did we see on that
I've got the
Friday.
schedule here actually.
Oh, why is that
What the
on loud, eh?
Whoa.
Fuck is that?
Why do you have a clown horn?
I haven't changed that since I bought it, mate. That'll been.
I've never heard
years.
Foo Fighters, Cortinas, Junkies, and
Foo Fighters
That's
were great.
So all tributes.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry. So, Foo Fighters tribute, Cortinas real one, Arctic's
Monk
tribute. That was it.
Was that it? Was it?
Well,
after-
we caught a glance of Pulp and
yeah,
we had a good look at Sabrina Carpenter as we walked past that.
Yeah.
tent.
Could
And
not be asked for Pulp.
But yeah, well,
So dull. We've had a lot
especially-
of comments saying, "How could you not go see Pulp?"
I think it's. we
I'll,
can,
I'll tell you how we can't go see Pulp. Because everyone's got a different music taste.
yeah, I get.
Shut up.
It's once again, it's one of those like, yeah, I get they've got the history and they've got the fans and all that, but like, you can't expect us just because you have for us just to be like, yeah, wait, we're just gonna also be straight there. Like we've heard Pulp songs. I like Common People.
Common
That's-
People's fucking brilliant.
but that's about it.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
not
won't,
gonna.
I won't listen to a full set of stuff I don't
I'm
know
like,
for that
well,
one song.
I was even saying to Robin Valls, I was like, oh, why don't we wait and see if Common People come on? But they just weren't doing it. And then they were just kind of chatting about into the mic. And it's like, well, we're already on a high now.
That's
We
true.
wanna-
We went to the stage
Yeah.
and nothing gripped us.
No, like we just didn't know the first two songs. Well, not the first two, but the two songs while we're there. And we were just like, let's go party. I don't want to fucking sober up and feel like tired. I want to keep partying and have a good time.
Did we go out that night?
Yeah.
That was the night we went out.
We went
and
out-
We were out with Becky and Harry and Finn.
Before then, we obviously the Arctic Monkeys tribute act. We got really fucking hyper for that because they were great. They came
were
on,
sick.
They came
And we
on.
were fucking wankered.
We were fucked.
Arctic Junkies, this one is.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of Monkeys tribute bands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, there's like fucking like 8 Arctic Monkeys
Oh,
tribute.
I mean,
acts or something.
There's probably more than
I
that.
think I've seen 4 this year.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like a band that.
And do you know that
Definitely
objectively who the worst one of them was out of the 4 Arctic Monkeys tribute bands and the Arctic Monkeys?
Arctic Monkeys.
Truly. Like, Antarctic Monkeys are brilliant. Arctic Numpties are outstanding.
Yeah.
They're better than the
Junkies.
Monkeys. Antarctic.
Antarctic Monkeys, who are like the big one. And the Junkies were really
fucking
good.
Yeah.
And I've seen another one, Arctic Monkeys with a Z on the end, supporting Kasabian tribute.
Kasabian.
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 So I've seen them 4 and the Arctic Monkeys, and
Arctic Monkeys at the moment are at the end.
yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got
They have
proper
become a
hype,
bit
didn't
more.
we? We were having a good time.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
made that. They were in the little tent where
Can I have another one of those appetizers? Is there enough going
Yeah.
around?
You said that so quick.
they what do you call it? They
Time is ticking, eh?
it was in the same tent as the real Slim Shady, and we just had a great time in there. It were packed. There was a couple of people in there who spotted who we were, but because me and Rob were fucking wankered. I think Jake was teetering. He was nearly proper wankered, but I think he was still like kind of like, well, we've got to make sure we film and stuff.
Yeah.
But as soon as they started playing, the instant like hype and stuff, we were jumping around, pushing everyone around, proper yobbish behavior because we were just like, this is great. I'm having an amazing time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Came out of that tent fully on it, wanted to get fucking absolutely hammered. Um,
Then we went to Electro Love, which was the tent mentioned before,
yeah.
that was really warm, but it was in the night time now, so it was a bit better. Well, it was a lot better.
we got really fucked up.
We did,
You-
man.
You chobbed.
Yeah, well, Becky,
Gave her a bottle. of
Harry had this bottle of rum
Is
with
that
him.
Becky's fella?
That's
It's not Finn.
yeah, it is, but you might have to cut that out because I don't know.
I don't know
public she
how
wants
public that is.
Oh.
So take a note of where you're at.
Shit. Where are we? 1 hour and 8 ish.
1 hour and 8
Ish.
ish.
Sorry, Becky.
I don't know if she does, but there's no trace of them online like being
Yeah.
together
I'm like,
because he's like a notable figure himself.
obviously,
and he has there's just no paper.
yeah.
trail, so-
I'd rather us not have to be like, oh, we're sorry, we accidentally leaked that.
yeah.
Like I said,
Let us know when we're good again.
Why is there sugar all over my book, Robert?
sherbet.
I'm not sure really.
Are you not sure?
I'm not
'Cause
sure.
You're quite possibly the only person who sat on.
Oh, I do. I
The
sit
throne
there
for
all
a
the
while.
time. What would I have had with sugar on it?
donut.
I wonder.
No, legit. Obviously, it has come from me. But what have I had with sugar? Anyway,
Back to the festival, please.
So we went
3,
to
2, 1. So we went to that Electro Love tent, which was not as warm as before.
No, and we got annihilated. I was really drunk. You were really drunk. Jake were really drunk, and Rob threw up everywhere.
Yeah, so I've not been throwing up really at all. Certainly compared to before. And Harry had this bottle of rum.
Yeah.
Out of the glass bottle, so we were drinking that out of the bottle, and it was one of those like a cork top, but like where the lid is flared, so you can't like put your lips over it and just have a little sip. Like the liquid comes out like the middle of like quite a wide bit of glass.
So your lips are pushed up. Like
so you've got to.
It's designed for pouring, not
Absolutely, 100%.
100%.
100%. You could argue most bottles of spirits are not designed for swigging.
Nah, some of them are. Some of them, you know, they're expecting you just to hold the bottle and drink it straight.
It was
like
so we were drinking that, and then Becky goes to the bar, and I think she got a round of vodkas, but just vodka.
Yeah, and there was a moment you looked at me and was
and
like,
I necked it, and I was like, right, that's game over. And then I was being sick behind everyone.
He literally tapped me and was like, where could I be sick in here? Without having to leave, because leaving you have to go back out the main entrance, and then on the left hand side is the exit, and you can't just
come back through Clicky Boy.
No, they let anyone in, but like it was only one way out, one way in, and they had these Rubik's cube like weird bits of like table furniture. I don't know. It was
an 80s themed.
Yeah,
one.
80s
so
themed.
The tables
So
were big Rubik's cubes.
Things like that.
There was a DeLorean and a Lotus.
Cool.
Oh, what's that really nice Lotus that goes underwater on James Bond? Exige.
That's what I'm thinking, but
Esprit. Lotus Esprit.
That's the one.
They had one of them as well.
And they had the
Two
what's
gorgeous
the ghost from Ghostbusters? That's the big.
The Michelin Man.
Yeah.
Casper.
No.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy, you dickhead.
Yeah, but
But it looks like the Michelin Man.
I mean, he's not a ghost, though, is he?
he gets possessed
By ghosts.
in Ghostbusters.
I ain't seen it.
That's what it's from.
And then they busted him.
I know that's what it's from.
And what did they bust?
I've watched the Angry Nuts.
But anyway, Rob went over to this Rubik's Cube, and like Becky pointed at him like, where's he going? And I just had to stand in that line of sight. And I was like, he's just putting a drink down or something like that. And all you could hear behind me was and Jake just looked at him and went, oh fuck, he's gone. And then, but to your credit, you kept drinking. You know, normally after you've thrown up, you're like, that's me done. I'm annihilated. I'm off. But you were like, fuck it, I'm going to keep drinking. And then you were lost.
I've become quite a good drinker this year. I haven't really had a choice. I've had so much to fucking drink.
Yeah.
At so many occasions this year. Because every gig, I'm hammered at.
Yeah,
Richard.
And I've done 52 now, as of yesterday or 2 days ago. So each one of them's a big, heavy night out.
Yeah.
Do you class festivals as gigs then?
A festival counts as one.
See, I've never classed a festival as a gig.
So each day of the festival altogether just counts as one.
Yeah, like there's no real wrong or right way to do it. It's like some people, I know people that like will count every band they see at a festival
as a gig.
I'll just put like the festival as one.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a live music
Which is,
event.
you know,
that I've been
I
to.
think that's probably better because then people can't really cheat you and say, oh, it was a festival.
But yeah, I've become a much
stronger,
better, heavier drinker.
Yeah,
which is good. I can still improve myself at my old age.
There you go. Hey, brother.
What it do? I'm catching you up.
That's it. Oh, you can dream.
From what I've noticed, you're not.
He was, you know what? He was.
You haven't been around though that much.
He was,
I mean, there's literally just this festival that I haven't been to.
the only one that I can't comment of that you can
Countries.
definitely was Glasgow. You were pretty fucked up, man. You were.
Yeah, I mean, I got
fucked up.
hammered there. I got really hammered that night at Isle of Wight. I got fully hammered at Bongo's Bingo. Just good fun, innit? Live while you're young. Is
But
what they say.
Or while you're middle aged as well.
Middle aged isn't. We are not middle aged.
Hey, if you live until you're 60, you're middle aged.
I guess that's true.
But you lost something, didn't you, Rob?
Did
You
I?
lost something in that tent.
Oh, I've lost it again, man.
What did you lose?
I've lost it again.
How? It's every
can
time.
I
lost
guess?
it. Yeah.
Passport.
No,
Oh,
no.
you're on the right.
I'm good with
path.
my passport.
ID.
Unless you wash it.
Yeah. I've never lost a passport. Yeah, my provisional.
That he got
These
because of his passport. Remember, he got
These Kellises are ridiculous with losing.
I know, man. It's like it's got to be in the DNA.
I've never known anybody quite like it.
Strong.
This
trait.
isn't true. This is libelous.
What?
I'm not particularly bad at losing things.
I'm going back to also download you in the mud losing your iPhone that time.
Also, when you lost your keys in Glasgow,
You leave.
That was 5 years ago.
but
that was 6 years ago.
You've left like Ray-Bans in my car or at mine, and your house keys before,
But
and then not commented on it for about a week and said, "Choc, is all my stuff there?"
there's been many times you've lost your dignity.
Yeah,
I am bad with the sunglasses.
Yeah,
because the sunglasses are they're always there.
that
Even
you
when you
put
sleep.
them in a back pocket and then it's
That I literally don't even think about them.
Oh, for fuck's sake, the camera, because of this fucking sun here. I'm now the character you need to unlock.
Well, that's good because we need to wrap up soon anyway.
Sorry, you got somewhere you need to be?
Yeah, in my bedroom.
cool.
Wonder why?
But we like
To have a big cum, Dan, that's why.
lovely.
To have a big...
Rob lost
Come
his.
to my house.
Come to my house. I thought.
Not even that. Do you know what I'm doing? Finishing transmit video. I've already had the aforementioned.
Oh well, you can always squeeze one in between.
I've also got some JCS to watch on YouTube.
Oh, lovely.
What's JCS?
The guy who does the
Like the
interrogation.
interrogation. Have you ever watched any of that?
No.
It's
Fucking
excellent.
There's a channel called Explore With Us because JCS kind of got like blacklisted off the platform.
Yeah, he
But
did
it's
it all to Patreon,
fascinating,
didn't he?
and it's all about analyzing interrogations with like criminals of all different kind, and each one's like 2 hours long, and it'll just tell you like it just basically shows how people lie or get caught. It's
The little facial expressions and shit.
analyzes the body language,
Yeah.
explains like how the way they're talking probably means that they're lying.
Also, it tells you like what the process the like officers are going through. Like, oh, they're currently doing this.
They're
to
using this technique, this manipulation technique to get
It is
this.
really interesting,
And it's always like a closed case, so you know that this person's murdered a baby.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not
But-
going to be like any defamation or all that.
Yeah. But like you see it all from the start, and these channels are so big now that they've got like exclusive access to like unheard like 911 calls and shit.
It is
It's
crazy,
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
That's mad.
Um,
Anyway, back to the festival.
Right. Yeah. So Rob lost his provisional. Me and Jake found it. We went to bed
On the cloud.
Yeah. It was just on the floor, like where every other fucking thing he loses is. So
I'll tell you what, at Transmit, I found a ring.
ring.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up. I just looked at it, and then while I was looking at it, someone else came over and picked it up. Dead annoying. It was gold.
Oh, could have traded it in at a gold converter. But we
gold converter
yeah, that's probably
Yeah, they
one of
can't convert gold into cash.
Exactly.
into silver.
I'm trying to think. Then Saturday, back to the co-op. Very warm.
Saturday
Strawberries?
was a real repeat day. There was nothing really.
No, we saw the slates. That were great. They were some good
we
lads.
did. Really top boys, the slates.
yeah.
We saw the Raytons.
The Raytons.
We saw Blink This, who were
They were bad.
terrible. Blink 182. Blink 182 is hard to do.
Why called Blink this?
I guess like feeling this.
Yeah.
Blink This,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
Blink's hard to do. Like fair play. Like the drums are particularly challenging for a lot of Blink songs, and Tom's voice is hard to do even for Tom.
Yeah.
The Mark Hoppus guy who had the easiest job.
Yeah.
Was great.
He was good.
He even looked like Mark Hoppus. But they were pretty shit.
We saw
N-Dubs were so shite.
Bad, man.
They were like the most novelty band of the
Yeah,
weekend.
I was kind of looking forward to seeing N-Dubs, and they came out, and it was just like, I think even the crowd were just not on it. No one were interested.
Because when was the last time they put out a fucking banger?
no,
but they
like,
just sold out like
yeah.
a 30-day arena
Like,
tour last year.
Whenever I speak to anyone I know who ever listened to N-Dubs, and I said that N-Dubs were at Isle of Wight, they're always like, oh, bet they were great. I bet they were amazing, because they're still held in such a high regard.
Yeah, they got out on top, and that's how people remember them.
Yeah, but like I think it was just that show. It was just real fucking lackluster, sadly. But Scouting for Girls were fucking excellent.
Really?
Me and Jay, like, I love Scouting for Girls, man. I've seen Scouting for Girls like twice, and both of those times.
Whoa.
Both of those times.
I've seen them 3 times. I've seen them 3
Hold on.
times.
Both of those times were with my gran, I love, So, I was a
That's
true
sweet.
fan.
That's sweet.
And they were great. And Rob, you weren't really feeling them at the beginning. You were like, oh,
I've never really liked them. I think I just never really got into that. That was in the kind of weird space of like
Hoosiers and shit.
Yeah. God, I
not
used to
even
love
that, because
Hoosiers.
like I always saw them as more of like a novelty girls band, I guess is how I would have thought of it.
Boy
back then.
band for girls.
Yeah, like nowhere near as legitimate as like a McFly or a Busted, but in that same kind of like
headspace.
novelty-ish space, but at the very bottom.
Right.
Um,
How wrong you were.
I don't
and
really know what about them. to be
and
honest.
yeah, like fair play.
We went, and
they
were great.
were really entertaining.
Yeah, they got
really really good. I was very wrong.
Yeah, they got everyone singing along. They seemed real genuine when they were saying like it's been years. You know, we've not played this for years, and like it's lovely to see everyone's come out and support them. And they sounded great. Great. And like I said, me and Jake were really fucking ecstatic because we love Scouting for Girls, man.
Yeah, I know Jake
I listen to Scouting for Girls probably like at least once a day. At least
Really?
once but yeah, they'll come on my playlist and I'll be like, yeah.
I
Real
would have
rock and
never
roll.
imagined that.
Man looking like you does not listen to Skype for Girls once a day. In a
Yeah, I
million
do,
years.
man.
He's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
done all his scouting. He's got his gun
Hello, Mr. Bond. I've been expecting. It's great, man. So
now. Oh,
then,
there's one you won't know because I don't.
and you know, we,
Never heard it sound like that.
and then the headliner was the best fucking act of the week.
It was brilliant.
The C, the H, the
Oh, was
E,
it Kems?
the
I
F.
thought it was Robbie.
Yeah, no, he was on
Kems
Sunday.
it was the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Kems.
I keep in mind the only other time I saw him because I didn't see him at
You saw him at Coachella, right?
no, me and
No,
Dan
we
and
went
Brady
to-
went to see
Metro, didn't we?
Yeah, Metro booming,
but we
which were great.
we saw him at All Points East, and I was really hyped to see him because you know you said how amazing they were at what was it, Latitude?
yeah.
So I was really like, but while we were there, because where we were just didn't
Felt lackluster
Yeah,
to me.
it didn't really
I didn't
work.
enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
and it
Just
were
really
really
bored me.
awkward for us also that day to try and film our reactions having a good time because it was pitch black and everyone around us was silent like
They're all on
crickets.
drugs as well. No matter where you looked at that festival, there was someone like sniffing.
Yeah.
Well, All Points East.
Yeah.
It's so shit.
Yeah, it isn't.
I don't
it
think
isn't
I'll
great.
ever go to All Points East.
Oh,
ever
never
again.
say never.
Not unless the
If they
lineup's
did
incredible.
if Bring Me did like what they did that time, I'd go back because that was good, but just for Bring Me.
That was a good lineup.
Yeah.
To be fair, Run the Jewels.
Yeah, Run the Jewels.
Bring Me. Who else? Architects. There was
I mean, I
While
was
She
just
Sleeps.
I was just there mainly for Bring Me and
Yeah.
But yeah, Kems were brilliant.
the best.
you
way-
need to be more invested. You need to,
open your
as
mind.
people who don't take
drugs.
drugs, you can't. You need to like be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta
the
take it all in.
The brothers themselves can only do so much for the show.
Yeah, we will.
You've then got to provide the rest yourself, and you've got to. It's like with Darren Brown, and he tries to like trick you
Yeah.
and stick
you
you to
don't-
sofa.
if you don't-
need to be
Yeah.
in that certain mindset for that to work.
Because if not, it's not going to work.
And we both were
Yeah.
then, and we
Like,
were front and center, right in the middle of the main stage.
Yeah, there was a solid point where we were stood in the middle, near the front, and there was no one just in front of us. Like everyone was to the side,
Yeah.
and we could just see everything clearly. And we were like, "God, this is a great spot." And then when it started, yeah, a couple of people like filtered in just a little bit, but like the light show and everything just was like it was as if you were
Aimed directly towards
aimed
you.
directly. You were in the center.
Like
And
watching a
it kind of like fucking hypnotizes you, man. Watching like all the shit going on, listening to everything.
Because they do have an incredible light.
Yeah, like I was like pretty tired pre-watching them, but then throughout all of it, I would just like it was like someone had me on puppet strings, man, because I was having a great time,
it was
and like
great.
everything that was going on, I was fucking
and that's
enticed.
great. That's great for me as well because I spoke so highly of him.
Yeah,
And when you speak so highly of it, like you want to, I want people to know what I'm on about. And then we went to All Points East, and no one, myself included, even cared. So I'm glad that you got that experience.
Yeah,
and I guess that's always the gamble with something like that. You never, they're always doing the consistently good work, but it's all on you.
yeah, to have that great time, you've got to make sure you're having it. If at any point you're not, you got to sort it out. Either move, either fucking remove yourself from people who are having a shit time, whatever it is. Make sure you're having a good time because then you will.
Grab your shoulders and
But,
shake your baby.
yeah, they were so good, man, that I instantly were like, they're gonna be the best thing I've seen this weekend. by a mile. And I came back still feeling like that. There's one of their songs they have where the thing in the background is like the Japanese superhero, and like I was fucking like, it was as if I was in a private cinema, like watching it on my own, just like, oh fuck me, this is great. That's a cool one. That's a cool alien. That's a cool monster. And then at the end of it, we were going like, which one were your favorite? And we all said, oh, it was the superhero one. And we were like, yeah, we're fucking excellent.
Good. Glad you all enjoyed it.
Yeah. And then
Can't wait for my turn.
They're touring the UK in September, October, or November, one of them. And I would, standing tickets are going quickly, I believe. So I would really get amongst it if you're interested
definitely.
in having a surreal experience. And if you do take those kind of substances, I'd definitely go.
Yeah.
Just watch out for sniffer dogs.
I'm thinking about maybe starting, just have a
just for them every
just
time
have a
they
next level kind of chems
God,
experience.
That'd be funny.
That is a joke. All right.
Teehee.
So would you straight to bed after chems?
No, you guys went to see Example.
We went to see Example, for about 3 or 4 songs.
Then apparently, like, he kind of ran out of. No, he had too much time left.
He finished his set too quickly.
Yeah.
Me and Jake met these older women, like maybe in their 50s. And they're some of my favourite people to meet. Like, they didn't know the channel, but we've met a lot this year that have known the channel, that have taken their kids out to festivals and stuff.
Which is always nice.
I think they're my favourite type of people to meet, the nicer old people. Because
they're
they're just so lovely. And she was giving us some vodka, because this was before we had the don't take anything from strangers blanket rule after download that we've now implemented across the line.
Is that a while before download?
I think it was after download.
Just after?
But I don't think we'd really even unpacked mentally from download. So it was after that when we were like, let's never
do that.
Yeah.
Let's behave.
But
not behave, just let's
like
not take stuff unless it's like from a trusted party.
Source. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, of course, 99.999% of people offering you something have no bad intentions.
No.
And these women obviously didn't, and they were so nice. We had a nice dance with them.
Had a nice time.
And then went to bed.
Yeah, another nice sleep. I think I realised then.
Was it a nice sleep if he's got a punctured head?
Well, no, this is the thing. So it was either the Friday night or maybe it was the Saturday night. It must have been a Friday night. I went to bed after that Electro Love Tent, and I realised this fucking airbed of mine was super deflated. So in the night, I'm like, maybe there's a hole, and I'm fucking steaming, so I'm just using my like phone torch to try and look for. And I see the sticker. I'm like, hang on a minute, I didn't put a sticker on my thing. I've only got his fucking airbed from, obviously he's doing a little swap out, and while we're there, he's going, I don't know how that's happened, and I'm like, well, I was like, it's either one of you or both of you have done this on purpose.
I don't know how that's happened.
And then during the video, he's going, oh, Choc won't see this until he's watched it, so yeah, fuck you, I've swapped the airbeds. So I swapped it, but I noticed that next day that there was a hole. So I was like, well, you could take this fucking back, because I had an awful sleep. And then, like I said, I think still my one that I had that night was still pretty shit. So I think that was the only bad sleep I had of the thing.
Is that the one you took to Glasgow?
Yep.
Well, no wonder it fucking didn't stay inflated at Glasgow if it was pre-punctured before the festival.
Yeah, but I repaired it.
He did repair it,
Yeah,
but
I know what your DIY skills are like.
It literally has the sticker with it.
Yeah. It came with the vinyl sticker to put over it.
And that's why I bought a new one.
Great pause.
Long pause.
Great pause. And then Sunday, what did we do over then? Cope strawberries every day, but this time with spiders in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you love spiders.
Someone commented like, "What do you expect? Like where spiders normally in fields, where strawberries in fields, dirt."
Yeah, but I'd expect my strawberries to be washed.
Well, the thing is, I was like, "Hey, fair point," but I'm scared of spiders.
That's so dumb, because where do potatoes grow?
Yeah,
in
exactly.
fields, but I don't want a spider in my bag of crisps.
Yeah, and
well, spiders aren't in ground.
Yeah, and
yeah, but they're in the field.
You don't want a worm in your bag of crisps.
But it's just that
you
it's
don't know.
like,
you don't speak for me.
I just wanted them washed and not fucking covered in spiders. That's all.
That's all I ask from.
That's all I ask from the Cope strawberry man. But other than that,
strawberry person,
strawberry them.
Strawberry them. You're right. We checked out general camping.
Sweet, nothing to see
there
there.
were nothing to see there.
From a let's check it out for 5 minutes perspective, I'm sure if we'd have camped there would have been lots to see.
It just seemed like in the nicest way. It just seemed like every other general campsite, but not as popping. Like it was very quiet. I get it was Sunday, but that was that. And then I'm trying to think. We were looking forward to Robbie. Oh yeah, we were all looking forward to Robbie. Yeah, we met up with Becky again and the crew.
I'm gonna have a roller because Choc bought me one.
Yeah, might as well before they all melt. But we met up with them. I think we saw a couple of things on that Sunday. But I can't remember. I just remember Robbie being really fucking good. Oh, I do remember what we did see.
What?
Mika.
Yeah, Mika's good fun.
It was his first
UK festival appearance in 8 years.
Yeah, and fair play to the lad. He was... Take another one, Don.
Oh, thank you. It's almost like I intended to get one by shaking the can.
What do you call it? He smashed it. Everyone... I've never seen a crowd in the fucking ring at that size festival go as crazy as they did for someone like Mika.
There's some goalposts right there.
Yeah, well, no, because if you go somewhere like... I've seen Download and like Redding and Lee's like pissing it down and people still having like jumping around, going crazy. But like for the size, even though it was 90,000 capacity,
apparently that's what Val said.
Yeah, I don't fucking really believe it. Maybe if you include the chairs, person.
To be fair, if it's their biggest thing, they might make it fucking huge.
When we were there was so many people fucking sat with their chairs scattered throughout the whole thing that it just took up the whole experience. So like if you wanted to be anywhere close by to the stage, you've got to travel past at least fucking 10 lines of just chairs, picnic blankets, chair, all this.
The picnic blanket does my head in.
Yeah,
we were deliberately standing on
you best know we fucking every single one of them. I don't care if it was a family, I don't care
our
if it was an old person.
Our shoes weren't dirty. But we were deliberately standing on them just to piss people off.
We tried at one point there was a little bit of space, and to get to that space the quickest, we had to just go through the a little line of chairs. Yeah. And they were just complaining, moaning, like, oh, why are they coming through here? Can't they go all the way around? If they had turned the fucking heads and looked round, it was just like traffic jam queue. Yeah. Every side, and I was like, no, it's like just move your fucking feet. You know what I mean?
And why are you taking up the space of two people?
We're trying to get to the stage to watch.
Was it like in a big crowd?
Yeah,
because that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, it was that was the only thing I really hated at fucking Isle of Wight was the people sat down on chairs and stuff.
It's probably because that's what they could have done back in the 60s when it first started.
Yeah.
Just made that up. Not the 60s bit, but they were there.
But I'm trying to think of...
I think in the first one there was 600,000 people that went.
That seems like bollocks.
I think there was 600,000 to 700,000 people at the first one.
I can't even imagine where they put 600,000 to 700,000 people on the entire island.
Hide them under beds with the chairs. But
I meant the foot space of the island, not like where they're going to hide it.
But that is true though.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that used to happen, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like before there was infrastructure and stuff, or like there is now. Like there's a famous Metallica gig in Moscow where there's 1.3 million people in the crowd.
Everyone just turned to the
and there's literally
we must go.
There's literally army helicopters
flying.
As security, like flying like 10 foot above the audience while it's very famous.
It's
Google
crazy.
it if you're listening.
Definitely. I'm going to Google it.
I'm going to Google that as well.
Yeah, sounds quite good.
But
I want to see SUs.
I'm trying to think. We went on the wheel, which we have to
Wheel's
do every
always
fucking time.
boring.
It is, and this one was even worse, I think, because for the first 5 minutes we moved.
In fact, I enjoy the wheel. I just can't be asked queuing for it or paying for it. It's very expensive.
It's far too expensive. Is the wheel? Like I don't understand why it's so expensive everywhere we go.
Yeah, it was
like how's it? Like it's usually about 12 quid in it. How does it cost that much for 2 rotations on a big wheel?
I don't know, man.
They've got the wheel. You want it.
I know.
That's how
Don't
much
want
it is.
that
Isn't
much. I just want the good shots.
We had.
Maybe we should just start sending just 2 people up.
Yeah, maybe because I think
it'd save us probably 100 quid a go.
Why don't we just use our tent pole? Not tent pole, the flag pole, and just put a camera on end and throw it in there.
Camera on end with logo on. It'd be better than flag.
That would be.
Yeah.
We had good pizza every day. I forget to say.
Yeah, we did.
Big slice.
Yeah, what were the food like? Was it? Did you just have the same thing every
I
day?
tell you
We
what,
do the food. We do the 10-second food reviews.
But the only thing I've
It was
noticed,
good.
the Greek food is taking over.
It was there.
It is there. Every 5 food vendor, one of them was the same Greek. Like,
Is it just like a Greek wrap? You've got some
Yep.
like
Yeah.
doner meat,
Exactly
thing,
the
a bit of
same.
salad and chips.
same font as well,
Greek,
pretty much.
kind of sharp Greek.
Well, yeah, it's the Greek
text.
font.
Yeah, you're right.
You got that weird like Versace looking design as well.
Get him to the Greek.
Yeah.
Thank
there we
you.
go.
Full circle.
Full circle moment.
So was Robbie the last act of the
Yeah.
weekend?
Final headliner.
Did you have a night out afterwards or a chill one?
Straight to bed.
straight to bed with little bits in between.
They're slowly unlocking the character by
Slowly.
by watching more of the video.
If you keep watching to the end, by the end of it,
Well,
you'll
good
have to
news.
just
I
pay-
think we're at the end anyway.
Yeah, if you've gone to bed after the last act of the weekend and you've got up and gone home straight away, I think that's probably end.
The commute home was a fucking nightmare. It was the single longest day of commuting I've ever done, including flying to Los Angeles.
How long were it?
Like 12 hours,
I
pretty
win.
much.
I still win.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but like, you know, I'm
For us,
it's
it was just
not a
fucking.
competition.
18 hours worth of flight with a 90-minute stopover.
I even opted to get off the
The
train.
stopover doesn't count as travel.
Technically, well, yours in your train station done.
Now I was moving. But it was great. And will we go back? Maybe, if there's no else on.
Maybe if there's nothing else.
It's
on.
not
I mean,
one of
that
those
doesn't
where
sound
you're
very
like,
good.
we need to, like Glasgow, I feel like we need to go back to that.
Yeah, there's
Rock
so much
am
more
Ring,
to
Rocking
experience.
Park. I'd love to go back to that.
Yep.
Isle of Wight.
Is a maybe. It's the
Love
best.
to try something different.
It's an alright vibe. It's a bit family friendly, but it's also got a lot of good stuff to do there. But I think it depends on what's on next year and what the lineup's going to be also for it next year. But I still had a great time. You know,
Me too. And it was a great squad.
And it was a great squad. Amen, brother.
Put it there.
See how it is.
You can come next time, Dan.
Oh, thank you.
Don't tell him that.
You can stamp this date now as like the day we told you could come.
Great, I'll put it in my diary.
We've just said
next to things
we
that I need to
probably-
edit out.
Probably won't be going.
So that's why I'm invited, right? I get it.
We'll meet you there.
Great. Right. Well, I think that covers everything. I'm well happy with that conversation. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So thank
First
you, boys.
one,
for-
innit? Like this.
Yeah, and you know what?
This is why I wanted to do this one.
Yeah.
It's nice.
As fun as they are, I think I prefer to be at the festival.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's not always able to.
But it's a win for us all when you're not there because we get to enjoy ourselves on site and
Yep.
then you
You get
get
some
to still do the
stories.
podcast.
Yep,
and
thank you. Yep. Thank you. You know what? I'll take back everything that you say about Jake and aim it towards Rob now.
any kind of engagement works for me.
Hey,
but no.
all just most of them, eh?
Thank you both for bringing
Yep.
my night some entertainment. Tell
Right,
me
back
about
at you,
something
mate.
that I have literally no idea about because I haven't watched the video.
Sure
I
you
need to go and
will.
watch it now.
We'll
It's
get
Rob's
to it.
turn next. I did download. You did Isle of Wight. So the next one, Rob doesn't go to a festival, which is probably
Yeah,
never.
so why don't you stay at home for Benny and everyone else will
I
come.
reckon next year for his birthday, let's all do a
Unfortunately,
festival
I'm
without
too
him.
important to.
Well, in your own mind.
We're all gonna show up with.
I don't mean
a big
important in
rubber
that
nose
sense. I mean in
and a
terms
shit
of
wig
in terms
and
of
be like,
delivering a high quality product.
No, we've got
I
Jake
wouldn't
now.
trust-
He can help.
I don't think he could. Well, he sends me his parts of the ad reads edited together, and I have to recut most of it.
Oh, you heard it here first.
And it takes him out. Hey, Jake is invaluable to this channel, and without him, we won't be where we are.
You heard
But-
Rob. He said Jake's not valuable.
But I have seen
Everyone
him.
comment.
I have seen him spend 3 hours on a thumbnail before. Anyway,
Yeah, that's a long time for a thumbnail.
Jake, next time leave your laptop at home
Oh,
or tell me you dickhead.
I tell
Right,
you what,
I'm
he,
off.
He defo don't watch these.
Oh yeah, I mean they're very long.
And also, he was there, so he knows everything that's happened.
True, but you know, I was at Glasgow now.
No, I put him on. I put him on when I'm eating.
God, he's so stop stalking me, man.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, we're chatting bollocks now. Thank you all for listening. As always, boys, I love you.
Love you too,
Love
mate.
you.
Thanks for
You
having
at
us.
home,
Cheers.
I love you.
Bye, guys.
And you know, have a good time. Yeah.
Have a good time.
maybe
always.
Enjoy-
maybe wait for the next podcast and enjoy that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. It's
How
up
about
to you.
just enjoy everything we do?
You've got
maybe do
so
that.
much fucking content coming your way. You don't even fucking know.
You're
We've got a box
fucking-
sat on that sofa there that contains the
Some
next
magic.
step in TPD TV nonsense. And you're going to enjoy that video very much.
The content's rolling and this content's stopping. So on that, we're going to go.
Thanks, Dan.
And on that
Thank you,
bombshell,
boys.
Good night.
That was nothing like Jessica.